Today we're talking about why I typically will book on TripAdvisor rather than on your website, even when I'm booking your tour. We're going to look at river runners. On the left-hand side, this is their website. On the right-hand side, their tour listed on TripAdvisor. Specifically, we're going to look at their book with confidence messaging, and the particular that we're looking at today is the cancellation and the refund policy. So you can see that on the left-hand side, this river runner site doesn't show anything about the cancellation policy or refund policy. TripAdvisor, however, knows that this is something that's really important to customers, and so they put this all over the place. You can see that there are 4 distinct places that you'll find this messaging on this site, and they're very well placed. Typically, they'll have these right by call to action buttons. So in this case, we have the free cancellation called out with red, so it's one of the most prominent things on the page, and it's right next to the check availability button. So as I'm making a determination on whether to take this action, they're giving me the extra boost of confidence by putting that refund policy right there, and even using wording like risk-free 100% refund if you cancel by, and they calculate the date for me. Also, they have that information down here as one of the key details, free cancellation up to 24 hours in advance. They also have this block here, why book on TripAdvisor, and that's covered there again. And lastly, they have a cancellation policy in the details here. For a full refund, cancel at least 24 hours in advance. All right, so they've covered that really well on step 1. Let's look at step 2. So step 2 for river runners is I'm going to click this and get into their booking engine, whereas on TripAdvisor, I'm just going to click check availability. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to find my tour. Here we go. We'll just do the half-day tour here, and I'm going to click book now. Notice on this page, again, we do not have any mention of the cancellation and refund policy. It's not on any of these cards, and it's not here at the bottom either. So I'm going to go up here and select my tour. And when I do, I'm brought to this page. So let's compare this on the TripAdvisor side. Oh, it just sent me back here. Let's do this again. And on the TripAdvisor side, I'm just going to click check availability. Now when I do that, this widget changes a little bit, and my free cancellation is still here, again, very close to my call to action button. So they're really narrowing my focus on just what I need to know. And one of the things they want me to know is that there is no risk for booking this activity. On the left-hand side here, looking at River Runner's website, there's I can pick my date and scroll down, and if I scroll far enough, I get cancellation information. It's one of 7 accordions, so I have to click to open this up, and it's not right next to the call to action button, but it is there. Interestingly, they actually require more notice in order to get a full refund than TripAdvisor does for a similar tour. All right, moving on here, add to cart. I'm going to go into my shopping cart because I already went through this process earlier. Here I'm going to click book now. So just to recap, step 1, browsing the tour, River Runners had nothing on that page. TripAdvisor had it located in 4 places. Step 2, when I'm checking availability, River Runners had it in one of 7 accordions, and I had to open that to see it. TripAdvisor again called it out and made it very obvious, very clear, and it's right next to my call to action button, so TripAdvisor gets an A there as well. Now we're in the shopping cart, and in the shopping cart you can see on the left hand side on the River Runner site, here's what I have in my shopping cart, and I'm scrolling down and I'm looking, and there is absolutely no mention again of anything about being risk-free or having this be a cancelable activity. Whereas on the right hand side you can see that TripAdvisor once again puts this in 2 places, both next to the call to action button. So here, free cancellation before June 16th, and here again, free cancellation before June 16th. Moving on to the checkout process here on the River Runner site. I have my information in here, and again, no information on the contact page. It's not in an accordion anywhere. It's not visible on the site anywhere. It's still missing. There is no additional step with TripAdvisor. I fill all of the information on one page, so this is a one-step checkout, so they already are winning here. This is a very simplified flow in the sense that it's understandable, but I do have to take more steps on the left-hand side. So moving forward though, continuing checkout here, let's see if they put it in here, and sure enough, if I scroll down far enough, way down here they do have a terms and conditions, pretty close to the call to action button, and I do have to agree to the cancellation and reservation policy. So they make sure that I see it, but this is more of a I have to agree to it than it is a boost in my confidence. So that's the difference between the two. Overall, River Runners gets probably a D because out of the 5 screens that we looked at, 3 of them had no mention of the cancellation policy, and the 2 places where it was located are in an accordion. And there's really nothing here that is boosting my confidence. They're not leveraging that messaging. Whereas TripAdvisor, on the other hand, is using it as a positive. They're using it to boost my confidence at every point where I have to make a decision.